Hello and welcome to our next video. In this lesson, we're going to get the latest version of Visual Studio Community. So you'll want to go out and do a quick Google search for Visual Studio Community, or just go directly to the link www.visualstudio.com/vs/community. And then you can go ahead and download that. And once you get this started for the download here, you can go ahead and get this installed on your machine. Go ahead and tell it yes, it's okay to install it. And go ahead and just install it to the default location. Now, if you already had Visual Studio 2015, there should be no problem doing a side-by-side installation. And if for some reason you're watching this video and 2017 is no longer the latest version, you should be okay with just getting the newest version, no problem. So this is going to take some time to go ahead and install, so I'm going to pause the video throughout and come back when things pop up or things that you need to see happen. So here you can see the installer is starting up. And you're going to get a chance to let Visual Studio know what you might want to do. So this is really up to you. Do you want to build the Universal Windows Platform development? Do you want to do the .NET desktop development for WPF Windows Forms? Do you want to do desktop development with C++? Do you want to do ASP.NET and web development? Yes. Do you want to do Python development, Node.js development? Do you want to do data storage and processing, connect, develop, and test data solutions with SQL Server? Do you want to do data science and analytical applications like R? Do you want to do Office or SharePoint development? And you can click and unclick things that you want to do. So you would definitely want the ASP.NET and web development, and you'll definitely want the data storage and processing. You don't need anything else, and you can always come back and add these later by rerunning the installer. So you can go through these as well. If you'd like to have .NET Core, go ahead and check that at this point. If you'd like to do Xamarin for mobile development, etc., and so on. Once you get the options selected that you want, you can go ahead and move through by hitting the install button. So you can see that the size depends on what you get. So if you take a few things off, you may be able to save a little bit of size, or you may be not. So it depends on what you're going to try to do. So I just want to make sure if I was going to do UWP, I would do this. I'm not doing anything with C++. And I'm really not doing anything with WPF or Windows Forms, but I'll install it anyway. And Azure development, that's probably a good one to bring along if you're thinking you're going to be using this environment for more than just what we're doing here, especially if you start doing stuff with Azure. Node.js, if you want to do some Angular stuff, you're going to want that. So I'm bringing that along. And if you want to do some game development with Unity, that's a good one too. So some JavaScript stuff. You can, again, always add this stuff as you go. So once you've made all your final selections, I'm going to go ahead and hit install. And again, if you decide to change your mind later, all you have to do is rerun the installer and you can add these, or you can usually get whatever you need through NuGet packages as well. And this is going to take some time, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. And again, I'll come back if anything pops up that you need to see. Otherwise, we'll join back up once we get the installation completed. Alright, so as you can see, the installation has succeeded and you can go ahead and launch it to prove it. You should also see an icon in your taskbar for Visual Studio as well. So once you get Visual Studio installed, you can skip the sign up if you'd like, or you can go ahead and sign in. So let me just go ahead and skip it for now. And you can go ahead and specify which environment you'd like to choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose Visual C#. You could maybe leave that as something else. And again, you can choose a dark theme, a light theme, the extra contrast theme, or the regular theme. I'm just going to leave it with a regular theme for now. And once you go ahead and click it for start, again, you have to wait for a few initial setup moments. And once it's up and running, that will complete our video on installation of the Visual Studio Community 2017 edition. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.